It's important for the auditor's office to enforce the new minimum wage law in Denver. I think it's an issue of equity. I think it's an issue where people can make a living wage, and we all know that the cost of living in Denver has gone up, and wages have certainly not kept pace with the cost of living in Denver.
City Council passed a new minimum wage for Denver. The new city minimum wage is going to be higher than the state minimum wage. It's our job to enforce that new minimum.
My office has been working to make sure people working on Denver projects are paid according to the law for years. From my first day in office, I recognized the importance of these issues and immediately stepped up my prevailing wage program and started working to update the city's prevailing wage ordinance. During the 2019 state legislative session, the Colorado legislature voted to allow local government to establish their own minimum wage separate from state law.
Councilwoman Kanisha and I are proposing to pass an ordinance this year to raise the citywide minimum wage starting on January 1, concurrent with the effective date of the new state law.
If we raise the minimum wage in our city in partnership with my colleagues on the council, we will be improving the health of our residents. And we'll be asking our auditor's office to do the enforcement of this bill.
Denver now is the first to do this. Now that Denver has passed a new law increasing the minimum wage, I know my team is knowledgeable and experienced enough to take on the big task of enforcing the new wages.
As soon as the $15 minimum passed, we worked hard to establish the Division of Labor Standards.
In order for the minimum wage to apply to you, the work must be done within the geographic boundaries of the city. No more than $3.02 per hour may be applied to tip income, and those tips must be documented.
We'll enforce the minimum wage on a complaint basis, the same way we enforce the contractor minimum wage in Denver.
We established a structure for wage enforcement years ago through our prevailing wage work. We now have a framework in place for minimum wage as well. We audit 100% of all contractor payrolls for prevailing wage. We investigate every complaint for the existing contractor minimum wage law. We engage in community outreach on many levels, not only to inform workers of what they should be paid, but also to inform employers so that they can follow the law more easily. Our office will more than quadruple the number of workers that we cover. If you have questions about where the new minimum wage applies, read the overview of the ordinance on our website, denverauditor.org. You can also file a wage complaint using our form or call our office. We are here to both educate and enforce this new law. Through community outreach and diligent complaint research, we will work with employers and with workers. Well, that's it for this episode of Ask the Auditor. If you have a question, you could submit it to auditor@denvergov.org, and maybe your question will be the next question we answer on the next episode of Ask the Auditor.